Are you thinking about leaving California? Is Georgia perhaps on your radar? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things you absolutely need to know if you're thinking about leaving California in order to relocate to Georgia. So without any further ado, let's do this. If we haven't met yet, my name is Karin Carr. I'm with the GCH team here in Savannah, Georgia, and I have worked in real estate throughout Northern California and now throughout Georgia as well. My dear friend Kelly, an agent in Long Beach, California, invited me to collaborate with her on her channel about why people are leaving California and where are they going. And it turns out a lot of you guys are moving to Georgia. So today, as someone who has already relocated from California to Georgia, I want to tell you my impressions. And Kelly recently came and visited and stayed for several weeks in Georgia and really got to experience it firsthand herself. So we're going to tell you our top 5 things that you need to know if you're thinking about moving here.
I'm so grateful to have you here to help us navigate the relocation process to Georgia in particular, because you relocated to Georgia and now you are like the relocation specialist for the area. So when I went to come visit you, I found it to be a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. And we kind of narrowed it down to like 5 things that we thought were kind of the top big standout things. So tell us what we came up with.
The number one thing that I noticed when I first moved to Georgia was that anyone will talk to you anywhere at any time.
Right?
Complete strangers will come up and start talking to you in the supermarket, at a restaurant. They wave to you when you're walking down the street. That just did not happen to me when I lived in California.
I know, I was so amazed. I mean, remember when we were sitting in that restaurant and the server, who by the way was dressed like Spider-Man, and no, it was not Halloween, and he came over and started talking to us, and then he grabbed a chair and turned it around and just like saddled up to the table and had a full-on conversation. And I was like, whoa, we are definitely not in California anymore.
Really?
Okay, I'm gonna take on number 2, which was no sense of urgency. And let me tell you, they are not kidding. Like, it's a very slow pace. Going through downtown Atlanta at rush hour, that was not a slow pace. That was actually hair-raising. But once I got out of town and I was in the suburbs, it was like, doop-doo-doo. And I sank into it so naturally. It really felt like a much more natural way to be. And I found that if you kind of space out a little at a stop sign, nobody's honking at you. So that was kind of nice. I liked it.
I agree. The slower pace of life in Georgia has been so nice. I was born in New York City and I've lived in a lot of major metropolitan areas in my life, and the constant go, 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 hurry up and get there, hurry up and stand in line to wait for something, it's kind of exhausting. So when you come to Georgia, everybody is just in vacation mode all the time. And although it definitely took some getting used to, in fact, getting contractors to show up is the number one hardest thing in my life right now, because you'll call somebody and say, hey, I need a tree trimmed in my backyard. Can you come and give me an estimate? And they say, sure, I'll be there on Tuesday at 10. They didn't say which Tuesday, and they just don't show up, or they show up the next day, or they show up a week later. That part absolutely drives me crazy. But other than that, I've really adjusted pretty easily. And I love now how it's just such a laid back way of life. And I do truly love it. Number 3 is barbecue. Oh my goodness. The barbecue here is legit. They have sweet, they have spicy, they have mustard based. They have so many different types of sauces. And pulled pork sandwiches are a really big thing here. So they basically take the pork and they shred it, they put it on a bun, and then they douse it with this amazing barbecue sauce. I definitely love barbecue, and if you like barbecue, this is the place to be.
Oh my God, I ate so friggin' much barbecued food. It's not even funny. I am such a sucker for good barbecue. I think I gained like 5 pounds in 2 weeks of being there. I'm not even joking. So number 4, dry counties. Now, I'm not a huge drinker, Karin, but I was shocked to find that there are actually places where you cannot get alcohol in Georgia, and like on Sundays, Some places don't sell alcohol. It's just like, it's such a throwback to another era. It kind of blew my mind.
Yes, I bought my house in Effingham County, which is on the outskirts of Savannah, and it is a dry county. Now, I did not know when I wrote the offer on that house that it is a dry county, and I joked that that really needs to be on the seller's disclosure. Now, when we say a dry county, it means that they sell wine and beer, but they do not sell liquor. So you have to go to the next county over to go to a liquor store to buy hard liquor or spirits. So luckily the next county is 10 minutes away. It's not that big of a deal to drive to the liquor store if you want to get whiskey or, tequila for margaritas, but it is kind of odd, and you used to not be able to order cocktails at a restaurant on Sunday until after 12:30 p.m. You couldn't even buy liquor at a store until 12:30 on Sundays. In fact, I can't tell you how many times we were at Sam's Club at about 12:20 and we had wine or whatever in our shopping cart, and they'd say, "Sorry, I can't check you out until 12:30 because you've got liquor or beer or wine in your shopping cart." Luckily, they changed that law about a year ago, so we were all very excited because you would have to go to brunch on Sunday and say, okay, what time should our reservation be? Because if we all want to order a Bloody Mary, we can't have our reservation be at 11 o'clock because we won't be able to drink until after 12:30.
And now the one that really blew my mind, as promised, number 5, Karin.
And number 5 is that things close really, really early in the evening. There are not that many all-night convenience stores around here or places that are open to the wee hours in the morning.
Yeah, seriously, I got caught in the middle of the night, starving my butt off in an Airbnb, and I'm thinking, I'll just, pop in the car, roll down to a convenience store. No, that's not gonna happen, because there isn't one.
Isn't that so weird?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's kind of like when I lived in Utah. You know how you're watching TV and they would say the show is going to be on at 8 o'clock Eastern and Pacific, but 7 o'clock Central and Mountain. Everything was an hour earlier in the Mountain time zone. And it's kind of similar in Georgia. Things just don't stay open super late at night. They don't open very early in the morning on Sundays. They have somewhat restricted hours, and it's totally okay with me because I'm not a big night owl. I tend to go to bed early and get up early, but it's definitely a change of pace. If you're somebody that's used to going out and staying out till 2 or 3 in the morning on a Saturday night, it's definitely different here.
Well, there you have it. 5 things you gotta know before you leave California to move to Georgia. And if you're thinking about making that move, you might want to take a look at my video, Could Leaving California Be Good for Me? Karin, thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thank you again for having me on your channel, Kelly. It was a pleasure as always.
In the meantime, please enjoy this beautiful, unrepeatable day.
If you've thought about selling your home in the Long Beach area, click the link down below to get Kelly's free guide to help you get that home sold quick. And if you are thinking about moving to Georgia, you ought to follow this playlist right here because we teach you everything you need to know about relocating to Georgia.